So, how do we actually bring the 7 Hermetic Principles into our daily lives? I mean, isn't that what this whole journey is about? Learning how to bend reality to our will, to manifest the things we desire? Well, in today's video, we're gonna dive deep into these ancient laws and show you how they can be put together like pieces of a puzzle to change our lives in ways we can't even imagine yet. Now, I've talked about this before, but knowledge alone won't cut it. Knowing the principles is one thing, but actually putting them into practice, that's where the magic happens. So, let's get started, shall we? First up, we've got the law of mentalism, the all is mind. I know. It sounds a bit abstract at first, right? But trust me, this one is a game changer. We went deep into this in a past video, so I'll leave a link below, but here's the gist. Everything you experience in life, it starts in the mind. It's like the mind is the great alchemist, turning raw potential into reality. It's not just an idea, it's the foundation of creation itself. Picture this. Every thought, every feeling, every encounter, they're all like little sparks in the labyrinth of our consciousness, each one shaping the life we're living. The canvas for our existence? It's painted by the thoughts we choose to entertain. Sounds deep, doesn't it? But when you really get this, it's like the key to the universe suddenly fits into your hand. Trust me, I recommend you check out that video for a deeper dive. It's worth your time. Now, here's where things get practical. You see, the mind is a powerful tool, but it's not enough just to think about it. To make this work, we need to connect it with the second principle, the law of correspondence. As above, so below, as within, so without. If we know that everything is mind, then it stands to reason that what's going on inside us is mirrored in the world around us. Our mind, though unique to each of us, is kind of like a reflection of the universal mind, the divine mind, if you will. So here's the kicker. Just like the divine mind creates, so can we. It's not that our mind is smaller, it's more personal, more individual. We're tapping into the same creative force, but it's our own expression of it. And if you're wondering how this plays into the law of attraction, well, now you see. When we grasp this concept that we create with our mind, we can start seeing the changes we want to make right in front of us. But here's where it gets real. If we can create with our minds, then we've got to start by taking care of our thoughts. I get it, though. If you've never really practiced meditation or haven't walked this path for long, your thoughts can feel like they're just popping up out of nowhere. One minute, you're thinking about something peaceful, and the next, bam, a negative thought about not having enough money or feeling tired or just dealing with bad weather. It happens. Here's the thing. You don't have to let those thoughts stick around. You've got the power to choose. So the next time a negative thought pops up, whether it's about your bank account, your energy levels, or just the day's mood, remind yourself that you don't have to hold on to it. You can just let it go. Close your eyes, watch it float by, and then move on. It might sound simple, but don't let that fool you. When you practice this, you'll be amazed at how effective it is. And I know it might seem strange at first. I mean, just telling yourself, today is a great day, when things feel off can feel a little silly. But over time, you'll see. The more you choose those positive thoughts, the more they'll begin to shape your reality. It's like planting seeds of optimism that will eventually blossom into a life you never thought possible. So, here's the bottom line. Once we start mastering our thoughts, we're in the driver's seat. We're not just along for the ride anymore. We're steering the ship, creating deliberate, positive thoughts that push us toward the life we want. And trust me, the more you practice this, the more you'll see just how powerful it is. All right, let's jump into the third principle, the one that gets the energy flowing, the principle of vibration. This one is a biggie, especially when it comes to the law of attraction. Understanding vibration goes way beyond just thinking about something. I mean, sure, imagining is important, but feeling? Feeling is where the magic really happens, and guess what? Feeling is vibration too. This principle fits like a perfect puzzle piece with the principle of polarity. Here's a cool example. Ever thought about how love and hate are kind of like two sides of the same coin? They're both intense emotions, just at opposite ends of the emotional spectrum. They're both vibrations, just vibrating at different frequencies. Once you realize this, you can totally start playing around with these vibrations, raising or lowering them to experience different emotions and change your reality in the process. It's like, once you get this, a whole new world opens up. You can consciously choose to feel better, feel different, and even feel your desires. And here's the kicker. When you feel something, you become that feeling. So if you want to manifest something great, start by feeling it. Not just imagining it, but actually feeling it in your bones, in your heart. That's where the power lies. Now, if you've been practicing the previous exercise with thoughts, you're ahead of the game. Combine that awareness of your thoughts with a conscious focus on your feelings, and you've got the secret sauce to manifesting anything. It's all about that vibe you're carrying, so when you're feeling good, hold on to it. Make it a habit. Keep that good vibe going, and you'll start attracting more of the same. It's like the universe can't help but send you more of what you're putting out there. Now, on to the next principle. The principle of polarity. Everything has its opposite, right? Cold and hot, light and dark, love and hate. And guess what? They're basically the same thing, just different degrees. So, when someone tells you that something's too obvious, like, yeah, we get it, hot and cold are opposites, you might want to remind them. It's true, but how many of us actually use this knowledge in our day-to-day lives? Not enough, right? The beauty of this principle is that it helps us become more aware of our emotions, thoughts, and actions. When you're feeling anger or frustration towards someone, instead of letting that emotion take the wheel, you can use the principle of polarity to flip the switch. Just like that, you can shift from hate to love, from anger to calm. It's not magic, it's mental alchemy. It's about understanding that even the most extreme emotions are just one step away from their opposite. If you can master that, you can turn fear into courage, frustration into peace, and negativity into positivity. In other words, those so-called extremes are actually the same thing, just dialed up or down, equal and unequal. They're the same. In nature, just different in how much you've got. It's like adjusting the dial on your favorite playlist. And now we're moving on to the next rhythm of life, the principle of rhythm. Everything in life has a beat. It's got its rise and fall, its ebb and flow, like the tides of the ocean. We've all been there, right? Sometimes you're riding high, everything's clicking, and then bam, life throws you a curveball and things feel like they're crashing down. But here's the thing. That's rhythm. The highs always come with the lows, and vice versa. It's the law of compensation in action. It's like dancing to life's rhythm. You can't just stay at the top all the time, just like you can't stay at the bottom. Everything moves in cycles, and once you get this, you'll start to see how everything around you moves in waves, just like the ocean. And guess what? The same principle applies to thoughts and emotions too. Once you realize that everything has a rhythm, you'll be better equipped to ride the waves instead of drowning in them. Imagine the universe as this giant pendulum swinging back and forth, or better yet, picture a dance that never ends. Everything, from the tiniest pebble to the vast expanse of stars, follows this rhythm. There's always an ebb and flow, a rise and fall. It's like the universe is taking a deep breath in and then releasing it, and doing it over and over again. When it says everything has its tides, it's not just talking about the ocean waves. No, it's hinting at the bigger picture, how the universe mirrors itself in so many ways. Think about it. Just like the tides go in and out, the macrocosm, the big world, and the microcosm, our own little world, are constantly interacting. This balance, this swinging pendulum, keeps everything in check, ensuring that life doesn't just go off the rails in one direction. Without this rhythm, life would be like a straight line, And honestly, how boring would that be? The beauty of life is in its ups and downs. It's like the universe is constantly reaching for balance, and the oscillations are how it finds that sweet spot. So, when things feel heavy or tough, remember, the pendulum will swing back. Nothing stays at the extreme forever. Now, let's talk about how this plays out in our day-to-day. Each of us has our own rhythm, right? Sometimes we're on fire, ready to take on the world, and other times we just need to rest and recharge. It's essential to pay attention to our bodies, hunger, sleepiness, or even just that feeling of being worn out, because these are all signals from our own personal rhythm. By honoring these signs and respecting natural cycles, like work and rest or the change of seasons, we can live in harmony with life's natural flow. This balance, my friend, is the key to a more grounded, healthy existence. Moving on to the next principle, cause and effect. If you think about it, this one's a game changer. There's no such thing as random or coincidence. Everything that happens is the result of something that came before it. Every event, every twist of fate, it's all part of this vast web where cause and effect play their part. When we understand that everything is connected through the mind, it's like opening a whole new dimension to reality. Here's the big reveal. Our thoughts, whether they're positive or negative, are the driving force behind everything that happens in our lives. Yep, you heard me right. The universe is like a mirror, reflecting the thoughts we put out into it. So when you think, you're not just thinking in isolation. You're setting the stage for what's to come. That's the essence of cause and effect. Think about it. If you ignore your health, you can expect some trouble down the road. That's cause and effect in action. Or if you water a plant every day, it'll likely bloom. Simple, right? But that's how life works. This principle takes the last exercise a step further. You're not just sitting back and waiting for life to happen. No, you're the main character here, and your thoughts are writing the story. What you think today will shape the world you see tomorrow. And here's the kicker. Your life today? It's the result of the thoughts you've been having for months, years, maybe even decades. But here's where it gets real. Sometimes the influences from your parents or childhood messages sneak in, making you think things are just fate. But no, it's all cause and effect. When you don't know the cause of something, we just chalk it up to chance. But there's no such thing. So, taking control of your subconscious is key. You are the architect of your life. Your mind is your workshop, so be mindful of what you allow to occupy it. You're the creator of your reality. And finally, we come to the principle of gender. Oh, it might not get as much hype as the others, but trust me, it's a gem. The principle tells us that creation itself is driven by the interplay of the masculine and feminine energies. It's like a beautiful tango, they're different, but together, they create something harmonious. These forces balance each other out and make life possible. Without one, the other wouldn't be as meaningful. Life wouldn't exist in the same way. It's through their dance that the universe is born, grows, and evolves. It's deep stuff. The principle of gender. It's where all our creative potential comes to life. Think about it. Nothing gets created without a little bit of feminine and masculine energy working together. You can't just have one without the other. It's like trying to make a cake with just flour or just eggs. Something's missing, right? The feminine side of things? It's all about fertility, intuition, creativity. It's the quiet force that nurtures and gives birth to ideas. On the other hand, the masculine energy is the go-getter, the protector, the one that gets stuff done. It's the rational mind, the power that pushes things forward. Both of these energies need to team up to make anything happen. It's like two halves of a whole. You need the yin and the yang. Action without thought is chaos, and thought without action is nothing. Creation is that sweet spot where they meet. Take the atom as an example. You've got this cloud of negative particles swirling around a positive one, and from that delicate dance of forces, Everything we know in the universe gets built. It's the same with us. Everything is a result of the masculine and feminine working together, no matter whether we're talking about the physical world or the mental and spiritual planes. Gender shows up everywhere, not just in our bodies, but in how we think, act, and even in the energy we put out. In fact, the principle of gender is always operating in the direction of creation, regeneration, and constant expansion. It's the heartbeat of the universe. Whether you're a man or a woman, you carry both of these energies within you. There's no all-male or all-female thing here. We're all a mix of both. Even in the most masculine of things, there's a touch of the feminine and vice versa. So how do we live in harmony with this? Well, it's all about finding balance. You've got to recognize and honor both energies inside you. Sometimes you'll need that masculine push to get things done, whether it's through action, logic, or direction. Other times you'll need the feminine side to fuel creativity, intuition, and flow. It's like this beautiful dance between the two. We all have moments where one energy leads and the other steps back. But the trick is knowing which energy to call on at the right time. It's wild how naturally we can tap into this balance, right? We already know when we need to take action or when we need to sit back and create. It's like you're your own inner guide, figuring out when your masculine side needs a little nurturing and when your feminine side wants to take the lead. All these Hermetic principles, they're working in unison to create the masterpiece that is our reality. They're like pieces of a puzzle coming together, helping us grow and expand. And that's what this whole journey is about. Growing, creating, expanding our minds, and tapping into all the possibilities that life has to offer. So, take these principles to heart. When you get a good grasp on them, you'll unlock doors to a life of conscious creation. You'll start co-creating your destiny, manifesting what you want, and doing it step by step with confidence. It's all about patience, taking your time, and trusting the process. I'm really glad you're here on this journey with me. If this video spoke to you, I'd love for you to hit like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit from this message. Also, feel free to drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, reflections, or any experiences you'd like to share. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon. Take care.